Hey guys, welcome to your tutorial video. I'm Jeff Collar. Some of you know me as Mr. Pre-Foreclosure, and we've done hundreds and hundreds of short sales, and I want to talk to you about one of the most important components in the short sale business. That's getting your sellers to say yes. Getting them to say yes to your deal. So with me is my lovely wife, Sophia, and some of you have seen her in some of the other tutorial videos, and my part of the business was always talking to the sellers, and I got very, very adept at it. I've had thousands of conversations with individuals that are in foreclosure. And Sophia, in your part of the business, tell the listeners what your part of our house business entails.
Well, Jeff, I always handled all the closings and the title company, setting up the HUDs and getting everything ready and make sure all the numbers worked out to be everything that we were supposed to pay in a closing.
Perfect.
And collecting the check, by the way.
And collecting the check, one of the most important parts of the entire business. Go figure. She does that, right? So the other part of the business is getting the deal to come in. So let's talk about how to have a conversation with a debtor that's in foreclosure. And remember, this house is over-financed. It's over-leveraged. They have stopped making the payments, and it's headed to foreclosure. There's no way they're going to sell this house on their own because it's 20% over market value. So you've got a seller that wants to sell their house, and basically they want cash. Well, we can't do a short sale and pay the seller any money, so that doesn't work. But there's this very specific way on how you talk to them. The next personality is a seller that wants to sell their house, but they don't want any cash. Then you've got the third personality, a seller that doesn't want to sell their house. Of course, they wouldn't be a seller if they didn't want to sell their house, but a debtor, I should say, that doesn't want to sell their house. Then you've got number 4 is a person that doesn't trust you, and number 5 is a person that's basically given up. You know, you've got to get compliance from the homeowner with the short sale package. So, got to have an individual that's willing to comply and help you put that together. We're going to go visit Wayne. Wayne's been in my system now for a couple of years, right? Yep. And Wayne's made about $750,000 in about a year and a half of doing these short sale deals. And the reason that he's done so well for himself, frankly, is because he's gotten really adept at talking to these sellers. I mean, he is really, really great at it. He's very trustworthy. He's got a great aura about him in his conversations, and more importantly, guys, he's mastered. We're at the ale house, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to go talk to Wayne and drink a little ale at the ale house while we talk about sellers and show you guys how this works. So it's going to be a lot of fun today. But Wayne has gotten really, really adept at talking to these sellers, because he's basically memorized the right things to say to these guys whenever he's talking to them. So as we go in, we're gonna share with you about the 5 seller personalities, what you should say to these individuals if they've got one of those personalities. I know what you're thinking. Some people in foreclosure have multiple personalities, but no, they don't. They only have 5. And I'm gonna show you how to conquer those in this tutorial video. So let's go. You ready to go talk to Wayne?
I sure am.
Alrighty. See you inside. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Good to see you. How are you?
Real good, man.
Excellent. Good. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you doing?
Hi, Natalie. Nice to meet you.
Sophia. You met Natalie? No. Okay, Wayne, I was telling the viewers earlier about the 5 seller personalities, the people that don't trust you, people that want to sell their house, they want cash, people that want to sell their house, don't want anything, people that don't want to sell their houses, and then basically the folks that have given up. And I know that you've gotten just really great at these seller conversations and how you talk to these people. So tell me a little bit about how you carry through a call when you're talking to someone that's in foreclosure.
Well, it's evolved over time, and what I've found for me that works is when I get somebody on the phone, you know, we already know the client wants to do something with their house.
Right.
But they don't know who I am or you are when you make the phone call, so you got to get some rapport built.
Yep.
And what I do to do that is you get them talking about something that they understand, their house.
Oh,
so I'll just start the conversation with, tell me a little bit about your house.
Okay.
And you know, they'll just start running rampant. Mm-hmm. From that, then we go into a little bit of their hardship. You know, once they get comfortable talking with you about their house, then you can start asking them, you know, what caused you to get in this position, and is this a long-term position or is this a short-term thing? From that, you can ascertain if they might be looking at a forbearance or some loan modification, or will this be a sale?
Okay, got it. So they might be wanting to actually try to still save their house by doing some type of a workout plan or a loan modification or something like that. So you got to find out what their hot buttons are, I guess, really, huh?
You've got to find out if they have to sell their property or do they have an option to be able to keep it.
Okay, that's a great point. So Wayne's talking about basically establishing what we call imminent default. These folks that are in imminent default, they really cannot afford these houses, period, because they're at a property where the value has dropped 30%. Now their adjustable mortgages has adjusted upwards. The payments doubled. They just can't swing it. They can't stay in it.
Once you help them, once they say that to you and you find out that it is a long-term hardship, then they're more at ease and are more willing to go now into the next phase of my conversation with them, and that's going to be their financial piece.
Got it.
How much is owed on the property, how many mortgages, you know, that type of situation. And once they understand that they have no alternative, then they start opening up with all the information. So it's a process you go through.
One of the things I always establish, and Wayne's really gotten good at this, is saying, hey, without us, you're just going to let the house go to foreclosure, aren't you? I mean, you're just going to let it go to sale. Once you get them to acknowledge that, and in their mind, it creates closure. And for us, it actually basically seals the deal. Because if they're just going to let the house go to foreclosure, there's no way you're going to harm them. You're not doing anything to hurt them in any way. So I want you to get the stigma out of your mind that you're bothering the person or that you're harming them or you can harm them. There's nothing we can do to hurt this person. It's not like we're going to run off with their 100% financed house, right?
Absolutely. And you hit it on the head. Once that person understands that they're just going to walk away if nothing happens, then they're very open to any and all possibilities that are out there.
You know, people listen to this, Wayne, and they think, oh man, I'm afraid to talk to somebody, I have to negotiate with them and that. What would you say about that? Is there any negotiation on this? Very little, isn't
Very little. There's no negotiation when it comes down to dealing with the homeowner and such.
It's kind of a laydown, isn't it?
It's basic conversation that one thing leads into another, and before you know it, both sides have gotten all the information that they need to make an informed decision.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
I mean, you're talking to the homeowner about how soon they want to move, do they have a place to go, and at the same time that you're learning about what kind of process you're about to undertake here, they're also feeling a little bit more at ease because, yeah, I do have a place to go, or no, I don't, so I got to start looking. It gets them moving.
Okay, so you are leading them through the conversation and really creating closure in their mind,
Absolutely,
aren't you?
absolutely. The closure's the piece.
The closure's the piece.
Yep.
They're confused. They don't know what's next. They don't know where to go. Or, in some cases, they think that something's going to happen that they're going to be able to save the house. And truth of the matter is, like you said, when you run their financials, and if they're at say a 70 or 80% debt ratio, in other words, their income divided by their debt divided by their income, if that's a 70 or 80% ratio, there's nothing that's going to be able to save them from foreclosure. Now, if they bring it current, let's say they get a loan from mom and dad, and bring the foreclosure current, they're still going to lose the house because they're at 70% debt ratio. There's no way they can actually afford to stay in that
Absolutely,
property.
they're just prolonging the agony.
Yeah, good point.
And there again, when you're talking with these folks, you can get them to understand that, and once they understand it, then half of your job is done because now they're willing to just help in any way at all to facilitate this transaction and get it over with.
Yeah,
That's what they want to do, be done with it.
Yeah, just be done with it.
They want
Get
that
closer.
anchor off their shoulder and they're ready to move on.
Yep. And a lot of people out there facing this right now. Now, I want to go out and take a look at one of your houses, Wayne, the one that you just made a little $40,000 check or somewhere in that range. So let's go take a look. We're going to go take a look at one of Wayne's houses real quick. And thanks for sharing with me. And
not a problem.
Appreciate it. So Wayne, you've been in our system now for about 4 years, and this is another one of your deals. Tell me about this one.
This is another property we picked up using the same system that we've been using on all of ours. Had this thing about 90 days and generated $44,000 in profits.
Some people don't make $44,000 an entire year. You did this in literally 90 days using our system.
90 days, $44,000.
You got to give me one on that one.
Gotta love it.
Congratulations, brother.
Gotta love it.
For a serious moment here, I want to take a look at some of these checks that you've actually got sitting on your desk. Here's one for $58,000, $22,000, $15,000, $23,000, and another $15,000. You've grossed over $700,000 in profits in this business using this system.
I'm unemployable.
Yeah, you're unemployable, man.
I'm unemployable.
We messed you up for life, right?
You did.
That's what I love about it. Congratulations. Hey,
Enjoyed
just
it.
really great to talk to you, Wayne.
You too.
So you got to meet Wayne Garab. Over $700,000 doing this exact same system, guys, that you've been exposed to. Nothing is going to stand between you and 9 deals in the next 9 days once you just participate.